Welcome to maybe the most anticipated episode of the Caffeinated Librarians ever. This is also our season finale of the Caffeinated Librarians.
Stay tuned for the rest of the summer for episodes of Fairy Fable Librarians and Alice and Katie's Animated Adventures.
Wow, those sound like fun. But what's going to be even more fun is our season finale today. Because today we are talking about maybe the greatest show ever? Euphoria.
It is a phenomenal show, I will give you that.
It's amazing.
I don't know about that.
It's wildly entertaining.
It is. You wouldn't think that a show largely about addiction and
every other issue under the sun.
right?
Yeah, every issue under the sun.
Yeah,
Honestly.
and dealing with teens wouldn't be that entertaining, but it is just a wonderful show.
It's like Degrassi on steroids.
Yes.
It's
On crack.
I was gonna say Degrassi on Molly.
There we go. That's a great.
Degrassi on Molly.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've never seen Degrassi, so I have no.
Oh.
I have
You
no.
never saw Degrassi?
It's a
No,
love Degrassi.
it was so
Blake?
out. It was
Beautiful
so
Canadian
out.
You're Jimmy?
It was so out of my
It's a-
wheelhouse growing up.
Canadian teen drama where they have issues
Yeah.
constantly and
It's
they address
phenomenal,
the issues.
Actually.
And-
I think I've come to the realization that I cannot stand shows about teens that have problems because I have my own problems and I really don't care about your
Well,
problems.
that's why.
Oh,
I
have a
like
little
them.
empathy. Jesus.
Yeah, I relate to them because I also have problems. Like, I know this is very far into the season because we watched all of season 1. But when Rue is in her depressive episode, the way she describes depression is so apt, though.
Oh,
Where
that whole episode is
she's,
heartbreaking.
Like, you know you're in a depressive state when reality TV starts to feel like work. And I've been there, where literally with Love Island, and it just made me laugh really hard watching it.
And yeah, just the whole premise of the episode, just like, yeah, Rue is just like not going to the bathroom, and
Yeah.
like that's not a thing that would like get discussed often in any media, but like, yeah, you know, some really depressed people, that happens.
Okay,
Yeah,
so let me
where you
just clarify. When I
off
was
the couch.
dealing with my own teen problems, I didn't want to see other teens dealing with those problems because I was a teen dealing with that. Now, completely different mindset, completely different. Of course, I'm empathetic to these people, but yeah,
That's why I liked it, is because I didn't feel alone.
yeah.
Like, these other people are dealing with the same
Yeah,
things
and
I am.
there is a connection to Degrassi here,
Yes,
since
there is.
Aubrey is a
Is one of the
producer on
producers.
this.
Also,
and-
didn't realize Future was one of the producers
Wait,
too.
Future's
Yeah.
one of the
And
producers?
I,
That's
I
sick.
don't care for Future. I love his wife, well, his ex-wife. She also traded up, so good for her.
Oh, yeah, no, nobody should date Future, but, like, dude
Yeah.
makes some bangers.
Yeah.
What can you
That's
say?
true.
I don't know these people, so
But, yeah, I mean, and, you know, later the title became a diss track from Kendrick Lamar, so...
Yeah.
we're not gonna discuss that here, but but yeah, I mean, yeah, it's Zendaya stars as Rue.
And she deserves every Emmy.
oh yeah, she's
Yeah.
very good.
Just for her facial expressions,
Alone,
even.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Her narration is so funny.
It
consistently.
is.
Yeah.
We talked about this. The cut scenes are some of my favorite things.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was edited very well.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
very, very well.
Yeah.
That's my favorite is
Her riding the bike into the garage.
I love when she wipes out.
no. My favorite cut scene is when she's discussing unsolicited pictures and their quality.
Yes, yeah. The
I-
little fantasy sequences are hysterical.
They're phenomenal.
Oh yeah, the little like classroom set.
Yeah, that one's just my favorite, where she's like, grotesque, disgusting, or terrifying. That's what it is. It's disgusting, terrifying, somewhat acceptable. Like, clean room. That's nice.
But yeah, she is a recovering drug addict. Well, you know.
Recovering.
Yeah,
Correct.
she went to rehab and
As she says in the first episode, she has no intention of staying clean.
yes.
Yes.
Yeah, and
Until Jules.
Yeah, and it really, like, the main plot is kicked off when she meets Jules, a new girl in town, played by Hunter Schafer. Jules is trans and is a great character. I really love her.
Outstanding.
And I believe this was Hunter Schafer's first acting performance.
Really?
She's incredible.
She became known because she was, as a teenager, she was an activist during the bathroom bill thing in South Carolina, I want to say.
Nice.
Sorry if I'm slandering South Carolina.
Well,
I don't know if it was in South Carolina. That's what I'm
Okay.
saying. So
Okay.
yeah, that's why I don't want to say a state that didn't do it did it. But
yeah.
but yeah, and then she became a model and she ended up here. The casting all around on this is
It's
great.
incredible.
Yeah.
Like Angus Cloud, who plays Fezco, is another
Yeah.
non-actor before this.
Yes.
Yes,
I
it's such a sad
devastated
loss.
What I really appreciated about this show is that the only person that I really recognized was Zendaya.
Yeah.
Everyone else was fresh-faced and new, and it really lent, I think, a believability towards the characters because it's like, oh, I don't know you. Now I'm getting to know you, and
Yeah.
I really like what I'm seeing. So
And now most of the cast are major stars.
yeah.
It's awesome.
It's so funny because like Jacob Elordi seems like such a nice human being.
Oh, I know. And then he always plays monsters.
As Nate Jacobs, you're just
Look,
like, wow, this guy's such
He's like 7 feet tall, you know? Like, he's got to accept that he's going to play a monster.
He's terrifying though in
Yeah.
this because he's so unhinged and just
Yeah.
has so much anger and no control.
No.
I will say, when that Nate Jacobs theme song comes on, when he's
Yeah.
doing some sociopath stuff, getting hype every
Get
time.
ready.
The music for this show is just incredible, though.
Yeah.
I
The
love
soundtrack's
that
outstanding.
they're like pulling older songs, but then they're really letting synth pop shine.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
I really love that. I watched the Bratz documentary on, or the Brat Pack. That's what it's about.
Yeah.
On Hulu, and it's the
I
same
have
thing
to
in the
watch that.
80s where they used synth pop and got all of these like British synth pop artists recognition.
Yeah.
They're doing a lot of that here in Euphoria too, and I
Yeah.
really love how well synth pop lends to like teenage
And-
stories.
Yeah.
The score from Labyrinth
Labyrinth
2.
is just
Outstanding.
chef's kiss.
Yeah.
Yes, they're so good.
Yeah. I want to say that I had certain expectations coming into this show because the show is not something that I naturally gravitate towards to watch. And I have to say that I was surprisingly entertained. It wasn't something that I was expecting, and I like the fact that I wasn't expecting it, and it was something completely different.
It's just balls to the walls. the whole
Really?
time.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
Rest.
just like the carnival scene is so overwhelming.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love Cassie at the carnival
It's-
having
oh
the
my
worst time
God,
ever.
yes.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Cassie,
Yes.
played by Sydney Sweeney, who is now in every movie
Also
you'll see.
blown up all over
Yes.
the place.
Yeah.
So this was my third watch of season 1, and the first time was like, Euphoria is not something you should probably watch by yourself for the first time. It's definitely something that you need a buddy for because it's really intense. It is full of triggers
Oh yeah.
and
Watch
it's
it with someone you're very
relatable.
comfortable with, though.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not like your parents, maybe.
No.
Though my mom loves Euphoria. She
Yeah,
was
my mom
watching
does
this
too.
way before me. Yeah, she was on it from like the first
really love
episode.
that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love Euphoria. I do. And the third watch, you notice things that you didn't.
Oh yeah.
Because there's always more, but I was trying to think of who my favorite character is after watching all of Euphoria 3 times now, because I've also seen season 2 multiple
Yeah.
times. And I honestly think Maddie's my favorite character.
I love Maddie.
She's so funny.
She's
Maddie at the
hilarious.
carnival is like chef's kiss.
Wear-
perfect.
wearing the least outfit.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love her outfits. I love her makeup. I love her ridiculous eyebrows. They're always super bedazzled, but I also just love the makeup design in general for Euphoria. It's so thought out. It's so stunning. It's really unique, and I like the use of graphic eyeliner, and the makeup artist for it has come out with their own makeup line since
Yeah.
then.
Oh,
And
that's sick.
The glitters are amazing.
Yeah.
But
I don't know if this was on purpose, but I feel like every wardrobe choice and every makeup choice really exemplifies the character. It is
Yeah.
intentional. Okay, because I saw that and I was like, wow, this all really like just matches to the character
Yep.
perfectly. And I also, another element that, again, I wasn't really expecting going into it, and now that I've seen it, it's like, oh, this is just adds another level to characterization and story and all that stuff.
They use wardrobe to progress a character too,
Yeah.
and to show their character arc. Like, you'll see it more in season 2 with
Mm-hmm.
Cassie's wardrobe, where it's constantly changing because she doesn't know who she is or
Yeah,
what she
when
wants.
Nate makes her into Maddie 2.0, oh
Oh
my
my gosh, she
god.
gets up at like 6 o'clock in the morning.
Sorry for the spoilers.
Yeah.
Thanks, Joe.
It's one of my favorite scenes, though, in season 2 when Maddie finds out.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
Well,
I love Maddie so much.
talk about a show that has the gall to go up against the Super Bowl and
Yeah.
do just as well.
Yeah.
Because they pitted Maddie versus Cassie on the night of the Super Bowl, and they had just as many viewers for it as the
Wow.
Super Bowl.
It was-
maybe not just as many, but
It was, the show did well.
yeah,
So.
I think it
Yeah.
was very close. Yeah.
Wow.
After Hazel and Bottoms last week and Fez and this week, I got to get me some rugby shirts. I think
I
that's
know.
the missing part of my wardrobe.
I have a rugby shirt that I got from the Titanic Museum in Belfast,
Nice.
Ireland. I should wear that one day.
I do love Fezco. Fezco is like
He's
he
the best.
is my other favorite character.
The drug
Yeah.
dealer with a heart of gold.
And I was devastated when Angus Cloud.
It really is such a
Yeah.
crime because
Yeah.
So talented,
yeah.
and so
Yeah.
incredible, and they plucked him off the street in New York and made him a star. But
Yeah.
his talent really did that for him.
Yeah, originally he was only meant to be in a few episodes and
Yeah.
get killed off, I think, but then they
was
loved him. They
so
were like,
amazing,
we got to
yeah.
keep this guy around.
Yeah.
This is awesome.
Yeah. And the part where he tells Rue that he's not going to like sell to her anymore
Yeah.
and everything like that, you can
It's
tell.
devastating. When
Yeah.
he's like leaning against the door while she screams.
Yeah.
I love the bit where he threatens Nate and
Oh,
he's just
yeah.
Oh
like,
yeah, when
I'll
he's
kill
like,
you.
just don't mess with Rue and Jules and her
Yeah.
friends, or I'll kill you. And
Yeah.
he's very just like monotone about it.
Yeah.
He's very
Yeah.
straight
But yeah.
with it.
I loved him from the get-go when he was like, there's a new girl in town looking all Sailor Moon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, well, when he said that line, I was like, see, Simona. Sailor Moon.
Like she does with her pink hair
Yeah.
and her skirts. Yeah.
Yeah. And even, when they're sitting on the couch and, Rue is obviously relapsed
Yeah.
and Fez is just like, this drug ain't the answer. And he's the
Yeah.
one that's, selling the drugs, but he cares about her. I mean, and
Yeah.
it's like
Genuinely does,
it's a friendship caring. It's not like
Yeah.
anything
He
more.
considers
Yeah.
her,
Platonic.
like, his sister.
Yeah.
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 This is jumping ahead to season 2. It's not really spoilers, but he gets a really good dynamic with Lexi there
Yeah,
that I
I-
adore.
I'm devastated that there's nowhere for that to go now.
Yeah.
Because they would have been amazing.
Yeah. Just like probably the two purest people in the
Yeah,
show.
just
I
two
know.
sweeties.
Oh.
Yeah.
Lexi, I love, played by Maud Apatow, daughter of Judd.
Great.
Yeah.
She's Rue's old friend, and she lives a very clean life.
Yes.
And
Just
Well,
gives her a
sister,
pee.
her sister tries.
Yeah.
poor Cassie.
Yeah. Season 1, I do genuinely feel for Cassie, but her choices in season 2 make me not feel for her anymore.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, season 2, Cassie goes off the rails.
Yeah.
But even season 1, I mean, the very first episode with her and McKay and everything like that, and then
Yeah.
the way he just kind of like,
It's devastating
you're
to
like,
watch
oh
for
my
her,
God,
and her
yeah.
crying in his dorm room bathroom.
yeah.
That scene, like, I was in tears the first time I saw it. I'm like, I'm so sorry you're going through this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there a show more than Euphoria that makes you say, where are the parents? And then you see Cassie and Lexi's mom, and you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
My biggest
I get
question
it.
is, where are the teachers?
Yeah.
These kids are not going to school. They're going to
Yeah.
a building where chaos happens.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Plus, I think the teachers have probably just given up.
Yeah.
They're just-
Yeah.
Euphoria High is a meme for a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's season 2, but Maddie, Maddie really does have like the best lines and everything too. I mean,
Her one-liners are incredible.
yeah. What does she say at the place? She's like, "Is this shit about us or
Yes,
something
that's
like that?"
exactly.
And now that's like all over the
Yeah.
place.
the,
Yeah.
One thing I love about the structure of these episodes is them kind of focusing on a different character each time and
Yes.
giving us like backstories in the intros. For whatever reason, that really tickles a little part of my brain.
Well, I think it's because every other show about whether it's about teens or young adults, they don't really take the time for the audience to get to know these characters, and the showrunners are doing, I think, a very good job at least. I don't know about season 2 if they continue that, but at least in season 1, we're getting an introduction to these characters and why they act the way they act and what, makes them tick. And then you get an emotional attachment to them, and that's what people want from an audience. And then it's like you either root for them or you love to hate them, or, and then that just makes the show watching the show far more exceptional than...
I love that, like, Rue is both the lead and also an omniscient narrator.
Yes.
I find that really interesting.
Yeah.
Like, it creates this dual tension. Like, okay, no, this is narrator Rue. This isn't normal Rue.
Yeah, Zendaya is just incredible in this.
Yeah.
I do think it's funny to, like, certain scenes to just imagine Tom Holland on the sidelines watching it, though, because he was on set so much.
Okay.
Go Rue.
No. But yeah, it's just...
I think this was also like a smart transition from Zendaya going from like a Disney Channel star to an adult star.
Oh, yeah, no, she's...
Yeah.
And she's a G. She got that executive producer credit on season 2.
Yeah.
She's making her money.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's also a model and a fashion designer as well, and a singer. So
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
she's got her stuff.
Yeah, so
locked
I
in.
only knew her from Disney Channel.
Okay.
When I didn't watch her shows on Disney,
Didn't even know that
that's
later.
just my recollection of her. And then
But yeah, she also produced Challengers, so she's
doing it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's got her career. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She deserves it. She's incredibly talented and
Yeah.
intelligent, and
Yeah.
she deserves it.
Can we talk about Kat?
We have to talk about Kat.
Oh my! I'm devastated at what they did for Barbie in season 2.
Yeah, they kind of just
Because-
forgot about
Yeah,
her. It
that's what
seems.
that's what I was gonna say when you said, do they continue that in season 2? And I was like, for some people,
Some people,
Yeah.
but not for Kat.
yeah, not for Kat, not for
And-
McKay. He's gone.
Also, her
You know?
storyline breaks my heart too, because you see her as this like uncertain, very, very relatable teenage girl.
The bit about her writing One Direction fan fiction, gaining
Is-
like internet
yes.
fame from it, I find
Yes.
hysterical, but also like, damn, that's real too.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
like sometimes my friends will bust out like, yeah, I was a semi-famous fan fiction author in high school. And I'm like, what?
That's like I said. For me personally, I find her story really relatable, where she's like pretending to be way more experienced than she actually is, and then she's determined to make that true.
Yeah.
Shout out to
try.
Ethan for being very patient.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because she's trying to figure her stuff out, and she's trying to like own her sexuality, but at a certain point she starts to feel like cheapened by it too.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that she finally like breaks down and she's like, I'm sorry, I'm insecure and I don't know what to do, and you're really genuinely nice, and that freaked me out.
Yeah.
And it's just such like a beautiful moment.
It is,
Yeah.
and that's what kind of makes her, her lack of development in season 2, like all the more kind of like
Yeah.
disappointing.
There's one good scene with her in season 2. It's like a fantasy sequence where like the Instagram body positivity
Yes.
models are shouting at her, and she's.
That's season 2.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought that was season 1.
No, season 1 ends with our like pseudo prom.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which
Yeah.
I love that episode where they're at the dance and then we're earlier that day.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're back to the dance and then we're earlier that day.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Or
hops.
another one.
And-
Also, the Gatorade and Everclear.
Yeah.
That's scary.
Yeah.
You got to mix with what you got.
How are they even getting Everclear though?
a good question.
It's Maddie.
That's
That's
true.
the
Yeah.
that's it. It's Maddie.
Should we talk a little bit about Kel? Just the most demented
Yeah.
human being in the world who
Also-
spawned the most.
Evil.
year.
What
The
a...
fact
person
that
was.
he was on Grey's Anatomy too, and then watching this after being such a huge Grey's Anatomy
Yeah, wait,
fan.
who's he on Grey's?
He's a
McSteamy?
McSteamy.
Yeah, I get the mix confused.
You know
And
one of the mix,
he,
though.
the way he dies and his story arc, how it ends, is devastating. Like, he watches the love of his life get, like, cut in half and then still be alive as she slowly bleeds to death.
Oh yeah.
Damn,
that-
they
that
signed
plane
him?
crash.
Natural.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
they get in a plane crash.
Yeah, it's a plane crash.
And then she gets cut in half. Super sad. And then he
Signed
It's
him,
Meredith.
just goes-
Yeah.
he comes back and then ends up dying later from, like, complications. But then watching
From being
him...
cut in half?
No, he wasn't cut in half.
His wife
girlfriend
was.
cut in half, okay.
And it's just really... He had, like, a bunch of... Plane crash. Bunch of other issues.
Yeah.
And then watching him as Cal on Euphoria, like, season 2, we get a bit of his backstory, and we, like, don't understand, but also kind of understand all of, like, the repression and how he wasn't allowed to be himself, and how he's now, like,
Generational trauma.
formed this into what he does now, and why he's so violent, and why he's so angry, and why he hates his life so much.
Yeah. I actually really liked that episode in season 2.
Yes.
I
I-
cried.
Yeah, I don't know that I don't think it really makes up for the fact that he's,
No.
you know,
No, you can.
the way he
so
is,
the
but-
way that I look at it is, certain people will use their trauma as an excuse for how
Yeah.
they are.
Yes.
But that does not excuse you, because a lot of people have trauma.
Yeah.
I have trauma. I'm not a horrible human being.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
It's not an excuse. Like,
Yeah.
I understand you having issues, fine, but maybe do something about them and do your best.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he's doing his worst.
Yeah.
So the episode in season 2 with Cal, I feel for child him.
Oh,
Oh,
Yes.
yeah, no, it's a
Absolutely.
beautiful
Late teens,
episode.
early 20s. Did
Yeah.
you finish Euphoria?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
It's-
I...
Yeah,
that
it's
episode where he's,
devastating.
like, dancing alone in the bar. It's
Yeah.
just like,
Yeah.
oh my God.
A fun little theory time. What do we think happened to the missing Jacob's child?
There's a missing.
Yeah, in all the family pictures, there's a third
There's 3
son,
kids, yeah.
and he's never seen. What do we think
I
happened?
Nate murdered him. Nate murdered him when they were children, which is why his brother's drunk all the time, because he witnessed it. That is my
like
theory.
Okay, this is unrelated, but the murdering his children made me think of it. Did you ever read that bizarre interview he did when, like, after, like, a bunch of stuff came out about him being, like, abusive on set and stuff?
No.
He alluded to killing a kid when he was a child.
Oh.
It was really
God.
weird.
Oh.
Yeah, like, he told a story about, like, I was hanging out with this kid at a lake, and he drowned that day. And it was, like, really ominous and scary.
God,
And
that's
Wow.
very mischievous.
Wow.
But,
Wow.
Yeah, no, I definitely, especially when we get that scene where Cal, when he's trying to fight his dad, and his dad's just, like, holding him down, and then he starts sobbing, and then, like, hurting himself.
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
Jesus,
Yeah.
yeah.
I forgot about that scene until
Yeah.
I was watching.
You know,
it
Nate's
again.
such a just open wound of
Yes.
nerves.
Yeah.
Ugh. But yeah, like,
And
even
he
though
pours
he's...
the salt in himself.
Oh,
so-
yeah.
Yeah.
And I hate him so much, and I love Maddie, and what she goes through is not okay, but at the same time, I love that she does recognize how horrible it is, and how she's like, no matter what, I hate myself because I'll go back because I love him, no matter what he does to me.
She's like so tough though.
I know.
Like even, you know, again, you know, we keep talking about season 2. We say we're only talking about season 1. I guess if we've all seen it, it's fine. You know, the hot tub scene when he's like,
My God.
when they ask if they're back together, and he's like, we're not together, and she's like, what do you mean? And he's like, well, we're not, and she's like, I know we're not, but why are you saying that?
Yeah.
I'm like, you're the best,
I
Maddie.
love her.
Okay,
I love.
remember that other girl in the friend group? What's
Yes.
her name? BB or
Yeah, the one that
something?
just
yeah.
disappeared.
Yeah,
like that.
in season in the hot tub scene, she's in it, but they're cutting around her, and you can
Oh,
occasionally
really?
just catch
Interesting.
glimpses of her. It's very funny.
Well, that's it. Sydney Sweeney does steal that scene
Oh yeah.
because she's my God, and that just like that's it. That's just
Yeah,
my
she's
God.
just been getting so drunk.
Yeah.
Yes, and like, oh God, it's so bad. It's so bad.
Yeah,
The
she's,
swimsuit's also not attractive, and I'm like,
Yeah.
who did your costume design, girl? No.
she's just so drunk. The mom is like cheering them on, like get
I
drunker.
know.
Like, oh my goodness.
Plus, her mom has a lot of trauma and issues too.
I like her mom a lot, though.
I do.
Yeah.
Like when she goes in to get the abortion.
Yeah.
With her
Oh,
mom.
Cassie's. I was thinking Rue's mom.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Cassie's mom.
Yeah.
Rue's mom is awesome. I love
She's a
her.
good mom.
Yeah. Cassie's mom is a little,
Yeah.
she's
She's got a lot of issues. But yeah, that is the one scene where I'm like, you're being a good parent, finally.
Yeah.
Going with her, making sure that she's comfortable, making sure she has support.
Yeah.
But that scene is devastating. When she tells McKay and his reaction, like, of course, you're a teenage boy, that's going to be your reaction, but also maybe tact. Maybe a little bit of tact. It's not her fault alone. It's both of your faults.
Yeah.
It takes two to make a child. And it makes me really angry.
Of
and
course.
I understand him, but I don't like him.
Yeah.
I get that you're shy. I get that you're insecure. I get that your dad is abusive and very intense. And you listen to your friends because you just want to be cool. You just want to be popular. But you have someone that is genuinely caring and sweet and just wants to make people happy and just please the person she loves.
Yeah.
And you're treating her like garbage because of that behavior.
Yeah.
And it's just unacceptable to me.
Yeah.
I related a lot to Cassie too, and like the whole you just want people to love you aspect of it, and that's what broke my heart the most with her storylines is she just wants to be loved, but no one loves her.
Yeah.
And that is devastating.
Yeah. And at some level, I related to that as well because just wanting to be accepted. All I wanted is to be accepted and never really feeling like I got that acceptance.
Yeah.
So.
That's when I first watched season 1. I really felt for her. The second time around with the cheating, I was like, okay, no, I can't do this. And now, third time, I'm like, okay, I completely understand why you're doing everything you're doing.
Yeah.
And it's not excusing it, and she does feel bad about it, but I get why she's doing it.
You know, I think that but also too, it's like the self-awareness of actually feeling bad, kind of like I don't condone the cheating.
A lot of cheaters don't feel bad.
Right.
So.
Right, exactly. So I feel like, which I don't, like I said, I don't condone the cheating, but the fact that she has the self-awareness enough to feel bad about
she
it.
wants to be honest.
And wants,
about it.
right.
Even though
exactly.
her friends are like, that's a horrible idea.
Right. But like, it is, I don't know, it kind of like, I don't know if redemption is the right word, but there's like a hope for her character, I guess, for her to do better. Why would you tell me this? I haven't.
Well, you said you watched season 2.
No,
I
I
asked
did.
You if you finished Euphoria, and you said yes.
Oh, I thought you meant just for season 1.
Oh.
Yeah, no, I
Just
haven't.
watch season 2.
I have not.
So good.
I've not seen season 2 yet.
Can we shout out the best parental figure on the show, Ali?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Rue's sponsor
Yeah.
at NA meetings. He is
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Played by Coleman Domingo, another big star now.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, especially after that special where you watch their entire interaction at the like getting pancakes.
Yeah. He is what a sponsor is supposed to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really, their relationship it's a special relationship. And,
Yeah.
you know, when you see that she has a lot of good role models.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she has him, her mother. You know, we
Yeah.
briefly touched on her mom. Her mom is a good mom.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, I mean, you know, she lost her dad, and that hit hard. I mean, the explanation of just like, yeah, you know, she was taking her dying father's pain pills.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm sure that happens a lot. Like,
Mm-hmm.
It's their whole story is really tragic. I
Yeah.
feel for Gia too.
Yeah.
Her little
Yeah.
sister.
yeah.
My God.
Yeah.
And then McKay's little brothers. I think they're delightful in the worst way.
Yeah, they're funny, but
They're
they are
horrible.
toxic, and just like terrible human beings also.
They're delightful in the worst way. Like
Yeah.
they're really horrible, but some of the things that come out of their mouths is hysterical.
Like when he calls them thing 1 and thing 2.
Yeah.
you know who I like too? I like Jules's dad.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
he's a good
No,
dad.
he really loves his daughter, and you can
Yeah.
see that.
Really,
And
he's
it's-
Supportive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really love their relationship.
Yeah. We should really talk about the relationship of Jules and Rue,
Yes.
because it is just, it's beautiful.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's volatile in ways that make a lot of sense
Yeah.
too.
Yes.
Like it's a very
Yeah.
understandable thing that like Jules, of course she's gonna freak out. She's like 17,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
like she's pretty much told like Rue's sobriety is kind of riding on you. Like
Yeah.
Of course she has like a breakdown.
Yeah,
in
imagine the
That's
pressure of
too
that.
much pressure.
And
For a
their
17-year-old?
relationship- Yeah, their relationship's toxic to begin with because Rue is using her for her sobriety. She's like, well, I need to make Jules happy. I need to keep Jules happy. That is,
Yeah.
and it's all riding on her. And
Yeah.
then she feels guilty when Rue relapses, and it's just their relationship is beautiful, but also super tragic and
Yeah.
depressing
Yeah.
and
And the reason I say beautiful is because they really do
love each other.
love each other, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just, you know, with so much going on, you know, Jules is dealing with a psycho.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jules is having her life threatened by
Yeah.
a lunatic.
For something that's out of her control, too.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
He manipulated her.
Yeah.
His father also, like, dude, she doesn't look in her 20s. She very clearly looks like she was a teenager. I understand Hunter Schafer is, like, in her early 20s.
Yeah.
But she doesn't look it. There's no, like, dude.
Yeah.
Dude.
Come on, man.
You have kids in their 20s.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
at least his brother's in his 20s.
Yeah.
I
A
love
mysterious
the
child.
awful Jacob's brother, the fail son.
Yes, I love. He has great one-liners too, like at the carnival, and he's just like sitting back. Which that carnival scene with his family, nuts. But the carnival in general is one of my favorite.
Okay, like, look, I know they're bad guys, but I feel like they'd make one hell of a chili too.
Agreed.
Like,
Yeah.
they kind of looked great.
Yeah. And then he drops the chili, and they're like, "Yeah, and he dropped the chili." Yeah.
So, you know, Jules and Rue, kind of on and off again a couple times, and then,
Yeah.
you know, in the last episode, they're like, Rue says, "Let's run away together," and Jules is down. Jules is like, "Let's go."
But then Rue
And-
overthinks. But Rue also has general anxiety disorder. She has
Yeah.
Yeah.
extreme anxiety.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's gonna
Sitting there
realize.
counting the lights in the first
Yeah,
episode.
she's OCD.
Yeah.
She has GAD. She has bipolar disorder.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
got a lot going on, and she had time to think because
Yeah.
Jules wanted to go home and pack. So she had time to think on the way to the train station. By the time that she got there, she's almost full panic attack mode.
Yeah.
She's like, "This is a really bad idea. My mom's gonna freak out. This is not gonna be good. What are we gonna do? I forgot my medicine." And Jules is like, "We'll figure it out." And
Yeah.
I'm the opposite of that kind of personality. I would be like, "Oh my god, I forgot things. This is a really bad idea. We can't do this. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do for money? How are we gonna feed ourselves?"
Yeah.
And
It's heartbreaking.
it is when Jules leaves her at the station.
And she's pleading with her to come with
Yeah.
her.
Yeah.
And she doesn't, and then you have that awesome music video montage thing where
At the end, after
kind
she
of
gets high.
symbolizes her relapsing, and
Yeah.
yeah, it's really,
It rips your heart out.
yeah,
Yeah.
it does. And you know, I know he's problematic, and because of his awful stewardship of the show, we're probably never going to get a third season.
We're never getting season 3.
No, but Sam Levinson, what a talent behind the camera.
However, yes, but he got the idea for the aesthetic for the show from a photo shoot done, and did not credit that photographer.
Again,
And
totally.
that makes me really angry.
He's
And also,
problematic.
the photo shoot featured a lot of the actors in the show as well.
Oh yeah.
And I'm trying to remember I believe she's Canadian, the photographer. But it's like the makeup and the aesthetic and
Yeah.
these actors. Like, Barbie is one of the people, the woman who plays Maddie, whose name I never remember.
It's crazy that she's the oldest on the show, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, she does not look like that.
No.
No, well, all of them are believable teenagers.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
oh, yeah, not many teenagers look like Nate Jacobs.
Fair.
fair. But
6, 7.
When, okay,
Yeah.
but when I went to high school, our basketball team, a lot of them were his size
Yeah.
and 16,
Yeah.
17.
And I have a cousin who's that tall, like 16,
But yeah,
17
he's the
years
one that
old.
sticks
So
out like
Yeah, no, he's got
Yeah.
like the most sculpted chin.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, like, I would believe Sydney Sweeney's, like, 18, 19.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Zendaya as well. Literally everyone.
Yeah.
Even Barbie. I would believe she's
Oh,
like
yeah.
19,
Yeah.
20.
You know, I think she honestly looks like one of the more believable ones. I'm like, yeah, no, that looks like a high schooler. Like,
Yeah.
Lexi looks like a high schooler.
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
I really love a lot of cat scenes, but after they have like that little like powwow about whether Cassie should tell McKay that she was cheating,
Yeah.
and then she was going to tell them that she's pregnant, but she never got around to it because Maddie and Kat start fighting,
Yeah.
which love that.
Yeah.
Love that scene. But the one after where Kat's walking home and sobbing is so sad.
Yeah.
Because Maddie's her best friend. They've been friends since they were in 6th grade.
Yeah.
And it's just really sad. Also, so many of Kat's scenes are really sad, actually,
Yeah.
now that I'm like going through them all. Where she finally has sex with Daniel, her first boyfriend, who she was so obsessed with, who broke up with her after she gained 20 pounds on vacation.
My
And
God.
he doesn't even remember her.
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah.
well, Jesus.
oh,
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what Euphoria does to you. It kind of punches you in the gut.
Yeah.
Which is why you
Um,
should not watch it alone. It's very entertaining,
Yeah.
but it gets under your skin and then leaves like a lingering ache.
Yeah. And again, just to get back to it, just the camera movements in it are just so engaging.
yeah, no, like
Yeah.
look, Levinson, you don't know how to plan a set, but you can direct the hell out of a
Yeah.
scene.
Yeah. You know, when in the first episode when Rue is back on drugs and she's walking across the
Yeah.
walls and the ceiling and stuff like that, and then even when she snorts it and the camera does this flip and then turns around.
Oh yeah,
It's just like
Yeah.
it's just such an ambitious shoot, and again, then you hear these things about what's going on set.
Yeah,
that
he has
comes
no
in with
shot list.
and, yeah,
Oh, God.
And it's just like planning a shot like that takes a long time because
Yeah.
it's a lot of camera movement. Any camera movement,
Yeah.
you really got to plot that out, and especially when it's going like,
I
Yeah.
know, all
like
over
come
the
on.
place.
Yeah, so like you'd hear stories from the set of just like, yeah, the shooting went on for way longer than it was supposed to.
yeah. So which is pretty indicative of why we're never going to get a season 3.
Yeah.
Are we pretty, like, confirmed in that we're never going to
They're like, oh, he came with some plans, but HBO was like, you got to redo this, and so
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, the windows keep getting missed.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. The actor.
yes.
And all the stars have blown up.
Yeah.
So now their
Yeah.
schedules are just
All over the place.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
Zendaya, Sydney
Well,
Sweeney,
that's- yeah.
Jacob Elordi, Hunter Schafer, Coleman Domingo, everybody's in movies
Yeah.
now. Like
Yeah.
it's
Well, I mean, season 2 had Dominic Fike. Like,
yeah, but
So-
he
So-
hadn't
Not as
blown
big,
up.
yeah.
Like yeah.
So, but does season 2 kind of like, does it end on a cliffhanger, or is it kind of like, would people be
it
okay
ends
with
on an
how-
all right note.
Yeah.
Like, would people be okay with the ending of season 2?
No.
it's up for interpretation, but
I'm not. I want
wanted
closure.
Yeah, I wanted season 3. I wanted closure too. Because I wanted to, I want the characters that had such great character development in season 1 that were then, ripped back down to shreds
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
have some kind of, hope.
Redemption.
Yeah.
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 Season 2 is really.
Also, this is just a message to HBO. Why does this show not have a Blu-ray release?
Yeah.
Why are you only putting this on DVD?
Yeah, come on.
You shelled out for to reopen a Kodak film factory for season 2. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Put it on Blu-ray. I want to see it. It look good.
Because it is such a beautiful show.
Yeah.
Just speaking of visuals, it is stunning, and there's so much thought put into everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really it's a great show.
It is. I think a lot of it is, of course, unrealistic for your normal high school
God,
experience.
I hope so.
Yeah.
But some of it is
Yeah.
very relatable.
It's
and that's
at
what
a-
makes it work.
It's at a
Yeah.
high pitch, but I think all of the emotions in it are highly relatable. So that's what
absolutely.
really, yeah.
Because I know someone like all of them.
Yeah.
We've all known someone that deals with at least partially what all of these characters are dealing with
Yes.
in high school. And
Yes.
it's like a popular queer thing to have like these really intense relationships in high school and these friendships,
Yeah.
and then to have them like just fizzle out and disappear.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I had in my high school, I knew a kid from my elementary school. We both went to the same elementary school in Westchester, and then we meet up again. He moved before I did, and then we meet up again in high school, and we know each other, but we're not friends. But then by the end of our senior year, unfortunately, he passed away from a drug overdose.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, yes, a lot of it is very relatable to me in that I've experienced at least some of what was going on with friends that I knew, not necessarily with people that I knew, that I wasn't necessarily friends with.
I think every high school has an addict.
Yeah.
Or has a story about someone ODing.
Yeah.
Which is sad, but
Yes.
it's realistic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Unfortunately. Yeah, I was telling Joe before we started recording, Euphoria was kind of a show that I waited a long time to watch because of the drug stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot. It's not really. I didn't realize what a banger of a show it was. Not to steal your word,
No.
but seeing previews of it when it was first coming out, you think, oh my god, it's about teens just ODing and everything like that. And I was like, that does not sound like something I want to watch.
And that's what I thought too, looking at the promotional stuff, and I was like, do I really want to watch this? But then
I saw Zendaya and Hunter Schafer and was like, sign me up.
Yeah.
There, let's go.
Yeah. So having to need to watch it for this discussion was like kind of forcing me into watching it, and I was like, okay, I can appreciate this for what it is. I may need another month, maybe a year before I actually watch season 1 probably again, but
But you should get right on season 2.
yeah.
I still don't think it's something you should watch alone. Because I watched Euphoria for the first time in my attic apartment in Boston all by myself. And then had like a depressive episode for a week afterward because it really is overwhelming for your senses.
Yeah.
But also like I said, it's filled with triggers and you really proceed with caution.
Yeah.
Great show. Intense.
Yeah.
Also, there is something that has been pointed out to me that why are there so many adults willing to have sex with children and teenagers in this show?
Okay, so it's Cal.
Yeah, who else?
Cal, every guy that Kat sleeps with except for
Oh,
Daniel
fair.
and the first one
Yes.
are all adults.
Yeah.
Like just grown adults.
Well, I think,
Maddie,
unfortunately that's...
the reality.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
is reality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Kat doesn't even lie about her age. That's like one of the biggest things for me. She doesn't even lie about her age. She's like, I'm 16.
Yeah.
And it's,
Yeah. I think it
it's an
just
uncomfortable reality.
Yeah, I think also too it just goes to show that high school girls who develop much earlier than some aren't treated as high school girls. They're treated almost like adults.
Well, it's in when you're a high school girl, you also want to be treated as an adult.
Right.
So I think.
Or
it's
you think you
partially
want to
that
be
as
treated
well.
as an adult until you're actually thrown into an adult
You know what?
situation.
If teens want to be treated like adults, we should start giving them bills.
Yeah. Yeah.
Be like, you think that this is adulting,
Yeah.
this is actually adulting.
Yeah.
Bills.
Yeah.
You can pay
rent,
my rent.
Their
Yeah.
phone bill.
Figure it out.
Car insurance.
Yeah.
There are some teens that pay those things, but
Lessons.
Yeah.
Those are not the
enough.
teens that
Yeah,
need,
we're talking
Yeah.
about
need
Yeah.
help, though.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they need help in other ways, probably.
Yeah.
Because they shouldn't be paying rent.
Right.
But
like, yeah.
but they're probably not the ones that are
They're not the ones
doing
talking
things that
about
they
it,
shouldn't be doing.
Yeah.
Because these kids are super partying
Yeah.
all the
Yeah.
time. As a teenager, I've only went to a couple parties that were like that, and that was enough.
Yeah.
That's,
Oh, I was never invited to a party when I was in high school. So,
Don't say that. I'm sure
No.
people
My friend
wanted to
group
party
threw
with
them.
them.
No.
So,
No.
my friend group until junior year, when I was like, no more. I don't want to be your friend. I can't do this. This is
Yeah.
unhealthy.
Yeah.
I never had parties like that in high school, like
No.
Euphoria, but
Yeah, it's
we had
deranged.
it was more like people getting together and
Oh, no.
trying to scrounge up like $15 to get a cheap bottle of something, calling a friend that was old enough to go get it, and
Yeah,
then
no.
just sitting around like
We
in
would
somebody's basement.
throw massive parties in one of the girls' houses whose dad was a doctor, and they had just like a shelf of top shelf liquor, and the parents were old enough that they thought they drank it themselves, so they would just constantly
Wait,
replace it.
okay, I'm sorry. How old are they? Are they like 80? Like
Late
what's
60s and are so rich they don't pay attention to their kids.
How are they in their late 60s with a daughter in high school?
Late.
That's crazy.
She was 16. She's a horrible human being, so like,
But she had banger parties.
well, we threw them in her house so we could leave, which is not a good thing and you should not do that.
Yeah.
That is very rude to do.
Yeah. No.
But like,
Parties.
I like I said, no, I don't like to party like
Should have
that.
known you in high school. That would have been great.
I'm telling you how awful it was. Why would you want to do that?
To experience it once.
That's okay. I can.
I mean, we had
I
big
can
parties
make
in
you
college.
Feel like a little better about. Oh my God! They used to make me make this thing because we were in high school and we just used whatever we could, and it was frozen lemonade.
Jungle juice.
No, jungle juice is delicious.
Ugh.
Frozen lemonade, Dr. Pepper.
It already sounds gross.
No, I'm listening. I'm
Lemon
listening.
lime.
I was all for it.
Lemon lime vodka, Patron. And there's another kind of liquor in there too, and
All
you
right.
blend it together, and
Honestly-
then everyone would drink.
Honestly,
Why
I
do
was
you-
kind of with you until the lemon lime vodka. I was like, it's probably rough, but I see the vision a little bit. But
You don't taste the Dr. Pepper. It
Why
just
wouldn't
adds
you
like a slight
Just
carbonation.
put the lemon lime vodka with the Dr. Pepper,
That sounds
and then
disgusting.
put the rest of the stuff with the Patron.
Because I was 15 and didn't know any better.
you know,
I do not condone underage drinking.
Yeah.
you know what
Friends.
friends innovated in college? What was it called? I forget what we called it, but it was Dr. Pepper and Fireball, and it tasted really funny.
Interesting.
That's the best way to put it. You taste
This-
it and you'd laugh a little. You'd be like, that's goofy.
So this just tasted like frozen lemonade with like a little bit of the aftertaste of alcohol, but that's it. All you could really taste was frozen lemonade, which is why it got you really messed up really quickly,
Because you couldn't taste the alcohol.
and why I had to make it at every party. But it's my friend as an adult, which makes this funnier, ran out of mixes and wanted a drink after work and used Malibu rum and blue Gatorade. And we still make fun of him for
That's
it.
just a high school drink.
Yeah.
But it's like,
Been there.
it was
Ew.
hilarious. It's
Yeah.
Malarades.
Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah. I used to do tailgating before the football games. I used to do Ezra Brooks and Red Gatorade, and you used to just mix them up.
Ew.
It was disgusting.
Yeah,
Ew.
as was the Everclear and the orange Gatorade they were drinking,
Ew.
which made me think
Why do
of-
they always use Gatorade?
I
The
because-
Cuts through
electrolytes?
them.
No, I think it helps cut some of
Yeah.
because you have Gatorade's very intensely flavored.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but you can also make it zero sugar. And
I
if
get-
they're like drinking diet Gatorade with it.
Oh, because that's what you're worried about.
But
You
they
know,
would be, though. They're
gotta monitor my
teenagers.
sugar intake.
It is nasty though.
Yeah, no, don't do that.
Kids, don't do it.
Well, that's because they're kids. They don't know any
Just
better.
get some ginger ale.
True. Facts.
There you
Yeah.
Pretty much
go.
goes with
Don't
everything.
know any
Yeah.
better. But yeah, that's parties not as glamorous as the ones in Euphoria do exist though and happen
Oh
Yeah.
all
yeah,
the time.
yeah.
Absolutely.
But it's not a fun time.
Like I never went to a party, that kind of party in high school where there was a pool.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Like-
yeah. No,
Like and people were outside like at the pool.
I don't think I've ever been to that kind of
Yeah.
party.
she
with
didn't have a pool. There was a
And-
backyard and a wall of windows, but no pool.
No party.
In college, we partied in the pool.
Not even college.
I was in Philly, so there were
No
not
pools
pools.
around.
Yeah.
I did. I finished in high school, and then by the time that I got to college, it was like, I'm done.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Actually, it was the first night of my senior year. One of the apartments had a pool, so we kind of broke in. I mean, the gate was open, but we weren't supposed to be there. But so we're in the pool and everything like that, and then the police came, and
Oh, good.
there was probably about like 12 of us,
That's
but
not bad.
8 of them were very very good
Intoxicated?
looking females.
Oh, okay.
And so they all jumped out of the pool, went up to the cops, and they were like, "Can we just finish swimming for a little bit?" They were like, "Sure, no problem." I was like,
That must be great, Lou.
I
Yeah.
was like, "This is a great night. That was a fun night. Good times.
Oh,
Penn State."
boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
So,
what are we,
Euphoria.
yeah,
What are we rating it out of?
Had a nasty idea.
Yeah.
What was it?
A relapse.
Oh, no.
Poor Zendaya.
See, and
Poor Zendaya.
mine was also gross, but mine was gross in a different way.
Gatorade and what was it?
Everclear.
Everclear?
No, mine was going to be dick pics, but that's gross, and we don't want to go there.
So, yeah.
Yeah, Everclear and Gatorade.
Everclear and Gatorades? Gatorades?
How many bottles of Gatorade? Just how many bottles of Gatorade?
I'll start.
Or like an eyeshadow palette.
It's going to be a
You know-
5 out of 5, Lou?
So I recently rewatched the Past Lives episode,
Mm-hmm.
and Joe gave it a 4.5 out of 5 because he said he was trying to be more conservative, and I thought to myself maybe I should also try to be a little bit more conservative.
For the best TV show ever.
But I'm not starting today. 5 out of 5 Gatorade Everclears for me.
You know what? Screw it. I think we're gonna look back on this as a semi-important document of the late 2010s. So
Yeah.
5 out of 5 Evergates.
Woo!
It's, I like that.
I like that, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's a 5 out of 5 for me. Because I think Joe's right. I think this is going to be like a really important piece of media later. And it's just good. It's just good, and I really love the time and attention and thought put into literally everything, from the outfits to the makeup to the shots to the acting and the like casting choices. Everything was so thought out, and so much effort was put into it.
Well, 5 out of 5.
Nice.
Gator Clears? Is that what you called it, Joe?
Evergades.
Evergades.
Like Everglades, but
Evergades. 5 out of 5. Evergades.
I like it.
Thanks.
So
Just
that,
for being really surprised by it.
I like it.
Yeah. And pleasantly surprised.
You pleasantly surprised me, Katie. I didn't
Really?
think you'd like it at all.
Why?
I think Simona would hate it if
Yeah.
she had seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that locker room scene I think would have made her just like freak out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She kept saying that she wouldn't be able to watch it with her parents. So
I don't blame her.
I told her
Yeah.
not to.
Yeah.
I told her, do not watch alone. You can come to my house and watch it.
yeah.
But from the person that can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that concludes our Pride series. Check out the other episodes. Check out our Pride playlist on Spotify. That also concludes season
1 of the Caffeinated
1
Librarians.
thank you, of the Caffeinated Librarians. We'll be back in the fall.
And
So-
we'll be talking comic books.
Yes, we will
Yes.
Yeah, we will.
be. We'll see you guys then.
Bye.
Have a good summer.